Hey guys and gals of YouTube, it's your girl, Kat of the Naturalista Files. I know it's been a minute, just coming at you real quick fast to make a response to a video that I saw that prompted me to get up and make this video. This wasn't the video I was going to return to YouTube with, but I had to respond. Simply Unique One, I believe her name is. She made a Jamaican tag video, and it's all about repping your country or where you're from, if you're from the Caribbean. So I decided to make a quick fast video about myself, and it's going to be a Jamaican tag, but it's not truly a Jamaican tag because I am not Jamaican. So I am Guyanese. Some of you may already know that, may not know that from following me before. I came here to America as an infant and have lived here ever since. Let me think of the questions that she had in her videos. When was the last time I went back to Guyana? The last time I went back to Guyana was probably about 1992 or 1993, something about that time. I had went back a couple times, maybe about 3 or 4 times, for about 2 to 3 weeks each time with my family during the summer when we had off from school. So I went back a couple times and, just for little summer vacations, whatever. But I'm not really that familiar with Guyana like that. I haven't been back there in many years since I was a young teenager. I have hardly any family there. I have a little bit. I have a couple of aunts there, some cousins, some extended cousins that I don't really know, but I have some of them there as well. What else did she do in her tag? Let me think. What is my favorite part of being Caribbean, being Guyanese? I would have to say that the friendliness of the people is really, really unparalleled. I will say that. I will say that once you get to know Guyanese people, we're really down to earth. We're really friendly. We're very helpful. That we're very unique in that way. I would say that for sure. I would say that we're very funny, and sometimes we're not intentionally funny. We're just funny because of the things that we say and the old wives' tales that we tell and all the funny sayings and things. If you remember Golden Girls, that TV show, right? Betty White's character always had something off the charts to say. I kind of feel like a lot of times Caribbean ladies always have something funny to say, and sometimes it just make you laugh, right? So I would say the unintentional comedy for sure. I would also say the warmth of the people. Is definitely something that I love, and of course the food. So, what is my favorite Caribbean food or my favorite Guyanese food? My favorite Guyanese food would be probably anything to do with some kind of bread. Something to do with bread or to do with dough. Anything that was made with flour. When I was a kid, I had this little nickname I used to call the flour dog, because anytime that my mother was in the kitchen clapping roti or putting together some bread or making some cake or anything from scratch, I was always there, ready to lap up whatever was left, because if it was bread or dough or flour or cake or pine tart or cheese roll or beef patty from scratch, anything, had to be there. My favorite Guyanese food is, I would have to say, anything to do with bread. Anything to do with bread. It's not so good for the waistline, but it's my favorite, right? I live in New York, and there's definitely not a shortage of places to eat, but that serve Caribbean food. However, there's a lot of Jamaican places, good, bad, and different. And if you want to find Guyanese places or Guyanese Trini places, you have to go to certain little pockets where there's a lot of Guyanese and Guyanese Indian, West Indian people. So, an interesting thing to know about the Guyanese food and the culture is that we actually have quite a few Indians in our country. We have quite a few Chinese in our country, and quite a few, of course, black Guyanese in our country as well. So all three make up Guyana. and so the food follows suit, and you get lots of different foods from mix up all over the place. So like something I have in my household for my food that represents the general Caribbean feel. Okay, don't laugh, but I have this jerk seasoning here, right, from Grace, and it's not even open. It's not even open. It has never opened. I can't even really cook that much, but I have it in case I do want to cook one day. I have it there. So it's just, I have that in case, right? I have my basmati rice right here. Okay. I have a lot of couscous and basmati rice and things of that nature. Different kind of Indian rices. Because there's also a large, like I said, Indian population that's Guyanese as well. And my part of my lineage is from India, actually, that came over to Guyana. So from my mother's side. So I try to think sometimes that I put a little bit of each and everything in what I make sometimes. Because I'm mostly vegetarian most of the time. Sometimes I will have meat, but most of the time I'm vegetarian, right? And the other thing is I went to a part of Queens last weekend with my friend, and we went and got some amazing food at this place that has it's like a little Trini Chinese Guyanese cooking spot. And this place had pine tarts. Pine tart is, if you don't know it, pine tart is like thebomb.com kind of like little pastry thing with like marmalade of some kind inside. Okay, I have already bitten it. It really looks like. Okay, so a pine tart, right? If you see inside there, it have like sweet stuff inside, right? And it's just flaky and it's like butter on it. That's why it look like that, right? And it's baked, and you can make it from scratch, and that's the dough, right? I don't have these things very often because I don't make them. I grew up in a household where my mother made them all the time, but my mother doesn't really cook like this really so much anymore because who is she cooking for, So it's something I don't get very often unless I go seek it out and go to a restaurant and buy it. And then I have a little bit of cheese roll, which is this. And cheese roll is kind of like another dough bread thing, right? It's like a long stick, and it has like cheese and peppers and all that kind of stuff inside. It's kind of spicy. Oh gosh, it's so good. Oh gosh, okay. If you are Trini or you're Guyanese, you know what I'm talking about. So, sorry, I had to show y'all for effect. Had to show y'all for effect. Anything else? Let me think. Yeah. I hope to go back to Guyana one day. I want to have a house there when I'm older. Even though I don't really know much about it, Definitely want to go back there. I want to have a house. I want to open up a cultural arts center. It's kind of spicy. A cultural arts center for young people to encourage them to follow their dreams in the artistic world, whatever that is. So that's definitely something I want to do one day. I want to name it for my grandmother because my grandmother is really artistic, and I want to do that in her honor. Let me see anything else, man. If you are Caribbean and you're watching this video and you follow me, make a tag response. I want to see all of the Caribbean people them stand up and represent for where you're from, right? And I think another part of her tag was about just talking about your accent or whatever. I can't do it if you just ask me to do it. Like if you just put a penny in me and wind me up and make me do it. I have to be with family, or I have to be kind of in a natural environment, or it seems kind of fake, right? Or I'm really tired, or if I'm really hungry, or if I'm really angry, then you will see the accent come out. But other than that, I don't really have that big of an accent because I was raised here from an infant. So this is like an accent that people laugh at when they hear, because a real hard Caribbean person will be like, oh, that's not an accent, So it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed this little quick peek video into my Caribbean mind. And talk to you guys soon. Peace out.